What's up, YouTube? Now, you see the title of this video, and you see the image that I have on the screen. Now, I know in my last video, I said I was gonna make a video roasting Angry Man, right? And I will still do that video, but I had to make this video today while while it's hot, while I got all of my talking points on my mind, right? I had to just go ahead and drop this video. So that the Angry Man roast is gonna have to be postponed, and I will also touch on Anton Daniels as well. I saw some people saying in the comments of the last video, I'm gonna have to go in on him too. So those is gonna be some special videos. Those are gonna be longer videos. I'm gonna have to do that on my computer. I'm doing this video on my phone right at the moment, but I had to make this video, man. I had to make this video. If you haven't heard, what's going on right now with this whole Angel Reese debacle and RG3, Robert Griffin III, and Ryan Clark, who's on ESPN, right? And Robert Griffin III, who is a former football player, quarterback, right? He played for the Redskins, or they're called the Commanders now, to watch the Commanders. But, they used to be called the Redskins. That he played for their team when they were called that. And, he has his own podcast, RG3. He has his own little podcast, right? And I guess what's going on right now, for those who don't know, I'm going to briefly go over it, is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. If you've been paying attention to the media and with the beef with the WNBA, they've been having this little long going beef back in college. They had beef, and it's going into the league now, right? WNBA. And recently, I guess Caitlin Clark fouled Angel Reese really hard, and Angel Reese crashed out and tried to fight Caitlin Clark and whatnot. And it's created this whole little thing, in the media again. They've been having their little issues with each other for a while. And it's just kind of in the media again, these two butting heads, right? And I guess Angel Reese tried to crash out on her, tried to literally fight her on the court. And it was just a whole mess, right? But what's come of this is, of course, because of their beef and because of how it's racialized, right? Because Caitlin Clark is a white woman and Angel Reese is black. There's just a racial component to it, and it's been like this ever since it started. So RG3 took to the internet to give his 2 cents on the matter, basically saying, Angel Reese has a problem with Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and that's what all this beef is really about. And Ryan Clark decided to come to the internet himself to, go at RG3, to say that RG3, bringing his wife up, talking about how he's with a white woman. So basically, trying to say he doesn't really know. He doesn't really know what a black woman goes, does, and whoop-de-whoop. All this goofy shit, right? I'm going to explain how all this is done. So he goes on that little tirade, and he's going in, and he's bringing up dude's wife, RG3's wife, and he's talking about, saying, he said something like, RG3, he would know about, hate because he has self-hate and all this stuff, right? Going into all of the common tropes when it comes to, a black man who dates a white woman. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When it comes to RG3, a case can be made. You could say he may have some self-hate because he's done some things in the past and made posts that are kind of like just goofy to me, kind of goofy, a little corny, but here's the thing, right? With all of that being the case, we can say RG3 is corny. You could say that if you want to, you could say he's goofy. You could say he has self-hate. You can say all that. And there's cases to be made when it comes to that. I'll give you that. But here's the problem with Ryan Clark coming out and trying to come against RG3 on his opinion on Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark situation. And the problem with that is, nigga, what the fuck does that have to do with the conversation? See, this is the goofy shit that niggas do in the black community, man. It never fails, man. This is exactly why, man. I swear, bruh, there needs to be a serious like separation of goofy dumb niggas in the black community, man. Because the lack of critical thinking that I see go on with you niggas online and the discourse y'all be having and how y'all spin shit to because here's what this really all boils down to, man. I'm gonna just get to it. In this nigga community, man, in this nigga community, you are not allowed to criticize any actions that a black woman does that can be perceived negative. You are not allowed to say anything negative about a black woman in this nigga community without being ostracized. And what's crazy about that is you can be defending it could be a nigga criticizing the most raggedy of black females, and you will have goofy ass pro black hotepian kente cloth wearing tinfoil hat Negroes emerging out of the alleyways to say, don't you talk about them black queens. This is what you niggas do. Every fucking time I see this happen from a group of dumb ass Negroes, man. I'm sick and tired of this shit because we can never intellectually, deconstruct anything in this nigga community because all you niggas do is take biased positions. Y'all are no different than, even though this comparison is flimsy, I'm not making this comparison like 100%, but it's the same pathology when it comes to, these racist whites who none of their conversations are ever intellectual. It's just they're biased because they hate niggas, so they will always be against niggas. That same type of thought pattern applies here with we always must defend the black female. And if you say anything negative about a black female, here come a army of Negroes in defense. Of simp ass niggas in defense. We can never intellectually deconstruct anything of the behavior or nothing because you niggas are jumping out of the fucking plane, the helicopter, without a parachute, crashing all the way the fuck out. And you niggas, we can never have the conversation we can never address anything intellectually, right? Y'all always y'all will defend the most raggedy of hoes. Angel Reese is not the type of black female y'all should be defending. I'm sorry. You can get mad all you want. You can be in the comments saying, it don't matter, bruh. We got to keep it a stack. We got to keep it a bean. Angel Reese is not the type of woman any nigga should be defending. I'm sorry, bruh. I'm sorry, bruh. She is she is a woman who clearly has an issue with Caitlin Clark. Clearly has a beef with Caitlin Clark. And the thing with it is, she shouldn't be having this beef with Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark has never disparaged Angel Reese. She has never said, I could see if Caitlin Clark was just antagonizing Angel Reese every chance she got, making subliminal posts online, talking greasy, but she's not doing that shit, bro. She's not doing that. The reason this beef is even a thing is because Caitlin Clark is getting all this fame and publicity, and the truth is Angel Reese is butthurt over that. She's bitter, but it has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, right? Caitlin Clark, it's the people that are exalting her because you do have an element of some of these people who never gave a fuck about the WNBA, but because Caitlin Clark's a white girl and she's out there doing good on the court, then now all of a sudden they care, and it's like a racial thing with the Angel Reese shit added onto it. So that may be true, but here's the thing, that has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. So Angel Reese's beef with Caitlin Clark don't make no damn sense. She should have more beef with the media or the people that's her fans supporting her, just because, let's be real, because, she's just like this great white hope or some dumb shit. That's really what it is. To a degree, that is a component. Now, I wouldn't say that's the whole thing, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to do that, but to a degree, that is a portion of it. But the problem is, Caitlin Clark getting the hate from Angel Reese that she's getting is unwarranted. And it's extremely ratchet and ghetto. And it just is what it is. You can get mad. You can say whatever you want. But that's just the truth. This shit is raggedy as fuck. And it looks bad. It's a bad look for Angel Reese. But because she lacks awareness, because she is a raggedy ass bitch, she is going to engage in this raggedy ghetto ass behavior on the court, trying to crash out on Caitlin Clark because she got fouled, as if Angel Reese has not ever had done a hard foul on anybody. You know, it's just goofy, bruh. And it's all because of the beef she has with her, bruh, that she crashed out the way she did. And instead of addressing that and addressing how it's a clear beef she has with her personally, Ryan Clark wants to come up and act like, yeah, man, RG3, you with a white woman, so basically you need to shut up. That's basically what the nigga said. If you go look at his clip, you know, through all the word salad the nigga was putting out, that's basically what he said. If we wanna simplify that equation, is, oh nigga, you with a white woman, so you know you can't criticize the black woman. The thing is, even if he wasn't with a white woman, if RG3 was with a black woman, y'all would still come out and be like, oh nigga, you a Sambo, because in this nigga community, you are not allowed to criticize the black female. This is just the facts. You niggas are broken. You niggas are simps. And I don't even like using that word simp a lot of times. I don't like using a lot of these terms in this space a lot of times. But it applies here, bro. You niggas will jump out of the fucking plane without a parachute, bro. Crashing all the way the fuck out over the most raggedy of bitches. Why are you throwing on the cape for Angel Reese? It doesn't make any sense. If y'all was defending a black woman that was actually feminine, that was actually submissive, that actually had respect for black men and showed it, out in the open, her undying loyalty and respect, then I would be like, oh yeah, nigga, then, hey, okay, you want to throw on the cape, do that. It makes sense. But Angel Reese? Nah. And then especially since, this was a while back, I just have to bring it up. Because I love how people have forgotten this. Maybe they didn't even see it. Angel Reese had, either she liked the post or reposted some post about some black woman talking about, oh, I'm about to go give me a white man because these black men is this and this. These black men is this and this. White men treat women, black women better. Whoopty whoop. All this goofy shit, right? And she reposted that dumb shit or liked that dumb shit. It was one of those. So that dumbass like divester talking point nonsense, she co-signed that goofiness. So that is another reason you shouldn't even be co-signing this broad. Let Brad come to her defense. Anytime I'm past all of the dumb shit where motherfucker, like this whole diminishing the black man image and all that shit is old. At this point, anytime I hear any woman, black woman or anything coming out saying anything negative about a black man, disparaging the black man image, this shit is old. It's just old, bruh. And at this point, boop, all support gone. I don't give a fuck about what the fuck goes on with that bitch. That's how I'm at with it. I don't care. You can say whatever you want. So even seeing that, if you supposed to be a pro, because Ryan Clark is one of these, these pro-black hope-tepian ass niggas. That's the way he kind of presents himself sometimes. So, nigga, you especially, nigga, you shouldn't even be coming to the defense of a woman that's even putting out that type of rhetoric, because y'all wouldn't do it if it was a black man. The funny thing is, you'll come at RG3 because he with a white woman and he praising white women. But if a black woman does that in reverse, are you niggas having the same energy? Nah, not really. I noticed that with you goofy niggas. Y'all only criticize black men for interracially dating. We got to keep it a buck. This hypocrisy got to stop with you dumbass niggas in this nigga community, man, because y'all are never going to get nowhere engaging in this behavior. I mean, it's the goofiest shit in the world, man. Y'all will go in on a black man for interracially dating, but y'all will never do it in reverse. Y'all will never do it in reverse. And once again, the reason y'all won't is because in this nigga community, you cannot criticize the black woman. You can't, man. It is against the law. It is against the fucking law in the nigga community. When you enter one of the hoods of the black community, or even a black suburb, because yes, there are black suburbs. Not all black people live in the hood. But if you, wherever you enter, where there is a black community, before you enter the community, there's a sign on the outside of that fucking neighborhood, and there's tenants on that motherfucker. And one of the tenants in bold lettering is, do not criticize the black woman. The black woman is God. That is how you niggas move, bro. And it's getting old, bro. It's getting old. So we can't address the fact that Caitlin Clark is being, we can't address the fact that Angel Reese has an issue with Caitlin Clark, clearly, because, RG3 is with a white woman. So that's what we got to focus on. We've left all of the, we're just going to focus on that now, right? See, this is how y'all do y'all move shit to avoid having a real conversation. Because at the end of the day, if RG3 came out and said 2 + 2 is 4 on his panel, right? On his podcast he has. If he said 2 + 2 is 4, imagine a goofy nigga coming out of an alleyway with a kente cloth and a Hotepian helmet on and a fucking, just jumping out of the alleyway with a goddamn emblem on his shirt, with some pro-black Egyptian hieroglyphics on and all this goofy shit, and he just screaming with a megaphone, "You married to a white woman, nigga." And everybody we niggas is looking around like, oh, okay, nigga, but 2 + 2 is 4, right? Like, nigga, it don't matter. It don't matter. You can say whatever you want about him being with a white woman. You can say all that. And you can say he may have some self-hate. Like I said earlier in this video, you can make a case for all that. But none of that applies here. That's not even a conversation. This nigga Ryan Clark bringing up stuff that really don't matter, man. Because at the end of the day, intellectually deconstruct what he's saying. You attacking him in who he with does not help your argument, because all you're doing is just invalidating yourself. See, this is what I mean by the nigga community. Y'all do anything to avoid having an intellectual discussion, because if you criticize the black woman, then you niggas, it's against the law. So we just avoid all of the discussions that need to be had on this situation when it comes to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, because RG3's with a white woman. So I guess 2 + 2 is not 4 to you niggas. It's 58. Because this how y'all moving, bro. I'm telling you. Because he's with a white woman, now he can't speak on the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation? Are you serious? See, man, you niggas, man, I don't know, man. I'm about to end this video, man. I can't even keep going on this, because it's just goofy. I've said enough, pretty much. The takeaway from this whole situation that I've gotten, once again, is that, you can never, y'all always, and here's the biggest thing for me, is y'all always want to defend women that don't need to be getting defended, man. Angel Reese, she the way she carries herself, she just doesn't carry herself properly, man. And the way she's acting is she's making herself look bad. She's making herself look bad, bruh. And it's a bad look for her, man. I'm trying to help you niggas, but y'all just do not want to engage in intellectual discussions. Y'all just want to attack niggas' wives and talk about niggas with a white woman. That don't got nothing to do with Angel Reese crashing out on Caitlin Clark. It doesn't. It just doesn't. And instead of deconstructing that, y'all want to just bring up stuff that really don't got nothing to do with the convo. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. But that's what goes on in this nigga community. And it's just ridiculous, man. But, oh, man. Oh, my goodness. That's all I got to say with this video, man. I'm out.